fans, welcome to another edition of Buffzone TV, presented by the Boulder Daily Camera. I'm Ryan Thorburn, along with Neill Woelk. Tonight we're coming to you live from Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas, on the University of Kansas campus. Oh, wait a minute, we're not in Kansas anymore.
We're not.
It just
No,
feels
Toto.
like it.
Just feels like it.
We're tonight, Colorado's annual sellout game against Kansas, ranked #1 in the nation. Colorado 10-1 at home. Make your case for a major upset tonight.
Make my case. Well, Alec Burks is going to come out and score about 25 or 30 points against Kansas tonight. Colorado's going to figure out a way to rebound, and they'll upset #1 team Kansas. Oh.
I actually think Colorado's going to give Kansas a pretty good game tonight. Kansas will probably pull it out in the end like they always do, but Colorado's a totally different team in this building. 10-1, like I mentioned. They shoot a high percentage here. Alec Burks, I think, is going to give it a go tonight. Him and Corey Higgins are the top 2 percentage shooters in the nation.
They actually have announced that Alec Burks will not play tonight.
Oh, okay.
Alec Burks is not going to play tonight. Jeff Bisdelic I talked to Jeff just before the game. Jeff talked to Alec's dad, and they decided that while the doctors gave him the go-ahead to play, they didn't want to risk the chance of further injury, so they're going to hold him out one more game. Alec is definitely not happy with the situation, but they're going to hold him out because they do have another shot at Kansas later this year. They want him to be 100% healthy, so they're going to go ahead and rest Alec Burks. But they still feel pretty good about how they can come out and play this team. They played well against Iowa State without him.
I think that's one interesting thing about Jeff Bisdelic is he errs on the side of caution to the extreme with his players, and I think that's honorable and admirable in today's society. I mean, Alec wanted to play against Iowa State, and of course Jeff wouldn't let him do that, wouldn't let him practice hardly at all. Shannon Sharp could have played on a bad knee all season. Instead, they said, let's get it taken care of now, get it 100% healthy, redshirt this year, come back next year. Considering how desperately they want to win and get more wins, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think it's the right decision. His doctors said his knee was about 90%. They said he could play and probably not risk further injury. But the thing you have to be worried about is the other team knowing that he's got a bad knee, and they would make him work on it. They'd push on it. They'd make him work at it. And so you don't want to risk further injury when you've got this much of the season to go. Get him one more day of rest, one more game to get healthy, and then he'll be ready for the rest of the season. Aside from Alec Burks being out, this is a terrific team. You can see him warming up behind us here. #1 team in the nation, and they've got about 15 reasons why they're #1. Sharon Collins, Cole Aldrich. I mean, they've got a lineup that is deep, can score, can rebound, can do it all.
Yeah, I think what you need to see tonight from CU, especially without Alec, is a Villanova versus Georgetown type of game. I think CU has the ability to shoot a high percentage. I think they'd have to shoot 65-70% to pull it off.
Yeah, and they're going to have to hit their three-point shots. They're going to have to make sure, you're going to have Corey Higgins get hot from outside, Dwight Thorne. You need Casey Crawford to throw in a couple from out there, maybe Levi Knudsen. Everybody on the team has to play their very best game for them to have a chance tonight.
Plus, if you are very conservative with Alec tonight, rest him. I think your more realistic chance this week to get a win would be against Missouri on Saturday. Missouri's another really good team, but they're coming here, and they'll need all hands on deck for that one.
Yeah, and that's the game that I think Jeff is pointing at. I mean, I think Jeff looks at this game and would love to have Alec Burks ready to play, but if he's not 100% healthy, go ahead and rest him, have him ready for the Missouri game. Get a taste of Kansas tonight, see what that's all about, play the best team in the nation, and then move on from there. But don't get the kid hurt, and maybe lose him for the rest of the season.
A lot of the talk today is about football recruiting. It's National Signing Day. So why don't we end on this note? The Buffs have one senior, Dwight Thorne. They have 2 scholarships to use. They're probably just going to use one this spring, and it's going to be on a big guy. They're searching under every nook and cranny for a big guy. If they get a legitimate 6'11" big guy in the mold of a Cole Aldrich, maybe more athletic, I mean, that's the missing piece, is it not?
Yeah, if you take around and look and see the teams that have beaten, Texas A&M beat them on a big guy taking a dunk over Dwight Thorne on the last play of the game virtually. Iowa State beat them by out-rebounding them almost double their rebounds. Oklahoma State out-rebounded them by about 15 or 20. You get one big man in there, one big man who can make the difference, and I think this is a very, very good team next year, especially if you look around the Big 12 and see who everybody's losing. Iowa State loses Craig Brackens and probably Gilstrap. You look at the guys that are going to be leaving at Missouri. Look at the guys that Oklahoma State's going to be losing. Look at the guys that Oklahoma's going to be losing. This is a team that next year, it just in 1 year could become very competitive, a top 4, top 5 team in the Big 12 with the big guy.
Yeah, it's not going to grab the attention or headlines in May when CU gets verbal from 6'11" guy from Nigeria or wherever they get it. But it's really going to turn this program in the right direction. It's been a slow process, but that's kind of the missing piece. And by Alec not being seriously injured, that he gets to play another 12 games this year with Corey. I hate to talk about next year already, but this is kind of setting the stage for next year. When Kansas comes here and here a year from now, we might be talking about a more real chance to win.
No doubt. Thanks for stopping by.
All right. Until next time.